Would you rather get knocked out or just embarrassed in chess? You guys are cutting like $250 million checks in the NBA right now.
Want a seatbelt unbuckled by Kerry Johnson and knockout? Welcome to another episode of the No Script Podcast. Today is episode 12, where we get to introduce a good friend of mine from high school who I've known for a very long time, who has now made his breakthrough in the sports world as a really, really talented sports content creator. Please welcome Andrew A. Fenichel.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming. Is that what you go by, A. Finney?
It's changed. I mean, high school, I was buckets.
You were buckets.
I was buckets in high school. Then I went to Fenny in college, and then Drew Fenny, because that's what I am on TikTok. And I don't know, whatever you want.
Yeah, we played basketball together in high school. We were on. Did you play JV with me or no?
JV, and then because you were the year below, obviously.
Yeah.
So JV, and then 2 years of varsity.
So when you were a sophomore, I was a freshman. We played JV,
JV.
and then we both moved to varsity the next year, right?
Exactly.
And then, dude, that was crazy. Our JV, dude, we just had a crazy. I remember the story. I remember in JV, we went to where we go, Catalina Island to play a game. Remember that?
Oh, that was so much fun.
And since we were the younger guys, and like they put us in a room together, since all the other guys were like older, seniors, juniors, whatever.
Yeah.
They put us in a room together, and the room had one twin bed.
I do remember that.
And everyone else,
the barrier we built.
that was a barrier. You fucking Andrew was so afraid of being gay, so he built like this massive pillow barrier between us on a twin bed.
I just wanted my space, man. And also, they gave us like 12 extra pillows, so I got to do something with them.
But the crazy thing was, everyone else got their own room
bed
with like queen or king beds. And even worse, we had to share a bathroom with two other people.
Yeah,
Everyone else got their
that.
own personal bathroom.
That was such a wild trip.
But we were good.
Oh, yeah.
Our team was good.
That JV squad was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
And then varsity was another level. Dude, Dookie could be crazy sometimes.
A little too crazy. You know what I remember? So our first year on varsity, remember the celebrations on the bench we would do?
Dude, I literally
row the boat.
Dude, I wrote this in my notes to bring it up to you because I thought it was the
funny.
greatest thing. I got it from Monmouth University.
Right.
And then so we would do these crazy celebrations. Like, what do we do? Like,
I just remember the one, someone would hit a three and we would hop off the bench, sit down in front of the chair and start like rowing the boat.
Was this JV or varsity?
It's definitely varsity.
Did we do this with Dookie?
I think so. I don't know how we got away with it, but.
So the one I really liked was the bicycle. Did we never do the bicycle?
Which was the bicycle?
The bicycle is it's the one where someone crouches down, someone jumps on their back with their legs open, someone sits at the bottom and grabs the person's legs, and someone's the handlebars, and whoever has the legs just starts moving it like this.
That one, I'm sure we like bow and arrow
We did
into the
archery.
crowd. Right.
What was the first one you mentioned? Did you mention fishing?
Must have done fishing.
Remember fishing?
Are you telling me you like
The way I was
did the
flopping on
worm?
the floor. Someone would fish, and
How did we get away with this?
right, dude? Because I would go to like the other side of the bench, and like I'd have you throw a fishing line out, and then I just like worm my way up to you.
No wonder I didn't get any minutes. This is what we were practicing.
That was the year that I was either going to be the starting shooting guard, or it was going to be Christian and Abby.
Right.
But I think the celebrations were the reason I didn't play at all.
Honestly worth it though.
No, that was fun. I mean,
So fun.
I think the thing with like, we were all like trying to play somewhere too. Like we all like took that shit seriously. And like, it was crazy. I don't want to no disrespect, but the coach was scary. The coach Dookie was scary sometimes in the back.
I mean, hilarious guy.
Dude,
And then
amazing.
you play for him in basketball. He's snapping clipboards like
I love
cursing
playing
you
for him.
out.
My favorite
Yeah.
coach to play with, definitely by far. Also on the topic of Dookie, like he was also not only our English teacher, basketball coach, but also, well, now he's the dean, right?
I guess so.
And now he also not coached, but since he played under Greg Popovich, he scouted for the Spurs, right?
Right.
So I was at a Spurs Clippers game yesterday.
Saw him there?
I was hoping I did. I've seen him there before, which was
really?
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think the Spurs are just so bad right now that
No, they're not, bro.
the Spurs,
They're horrible.
Dude, they're
They're-
trash.
Bro, Popovich he'll make it happen.
Dude, they're
No,
like
they can't.
last in the
They're
league, right?
horrible.
What are
Can you
they?
name one player on the Spurs?
I was there and I still can't name a player on the Spurs.
Dante Murray.
Nope.
he moved.
He's on the Hawks now.
They got what's his name? Tall white boy.
Jakob Pertl.
Portal, and then the other
Keldon Johnson's good.
Who's 17? Who's number 17?
17.
Other
Is that
white boy shooter.
Doug McDermott?
No, is it McDermott?
McDermott's on the Spurs. He's a shooter.
Maybe it's McDermott I'm thinking about then. 7 or 17, one of those numbers.
Trying to think. I mean, they have some guys like Trey Jones, obviously Keldon Johnson,
But then
Devin
their bench
Vassell.
comes in and you're like, who are these guys, bro?
So you know in 2K and like 2K12, they would have the auto-generated guys on the end of the bench, just all the same face.
You got a bald guy
That's
with a
the
wart
Spurs.
on his face. It was like,
That's the Spurs
"Dad."
in 2023.
And like, they're tall as shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was looking, I'm like, okay, the Clippers are like averaging what, like a 6'6", 6'7" height. And then I'm like looking there, dude, I'm like, everyone's like 7
Yeah.
feet tall.
They're huge. Well, right. The Clippers, their whole thing is they have only like small forwards.
Yeah.
Their entire roster, they have one center
Uh-huh.
and then all small forwards.
Which is their center's like 7'1", right? Who
yeah,
is
he's
it?
good. Zubac.
Zubac. Yeah.
Zubac is good, but then it's just like Kawhi, Paul George, and 12 other small forwards.
The other thing I was wondering is like, because John Wall wasn't playing yesterday, and like I'm like, these players are like always either like injured or taking
Yeah.
like their breaks. And then our friend Mitchell was telling me, he's like, they take breaks sometimes just to take breaks. Is that true? Like the All Stars and stuff might just
The league, it's been a huge problem for the league recently. It's
Has
called
it?
load management.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a joke, but like, yeah, it's these players, and honestly, for valid reasons sometimes too. It's a long season, right? And also, think about it from the player standpoint. Why would you want to play all 82 games
right.
when you're getting paid the same amount regardless? It's a flat rate salary, and you can take off 20 games a year, rest your body, rest for the playoffs.
So is this allowed? It's like in the contracts?
I mean, like, not technically, but also if the team doctor says, "Oh, Kawhi has an ankle, he has a sore ankle today," what's the league gonna do?
So it's-
they can't prove that.
So they put it under an injury.
Typically, yeah,
It's just load management.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why Kawhi, because I went to another game too, and like I think Paul George wasn't playing,
yep.
and I think Kawhi barely played, and then John Wall was playing most of the game, and then yesterday John Wall wasn't even playing.
I mean, and to be fair, like a guy like Kawhi or John Wall, they've come off major injuries
Right.
in the last 2 or 3 years, so they do kind of need to rest. But like, yeah, it is a problem.
And their contracts stay the same. Like they won't take a cut. If you get injured for the whole season, do you still get paid like your 150 million? If you're
Yep,
an
there's
All-Star?
definitely like injury, medical insurance on these contracts. You know what's funny? Speaking of the Spurs, it's their fault. It's Greg Popovich's fault because back in the Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili era, when those guys were getting older and they wanted to rest for the playoffs, they would sit those guys. So actually, funny story. I think my third NBA game ever. I was like, 12 years old, living in Washington, D.C. My parents came to me one day, like, we're going to a Spurs Wizards game. I was like,
Oh, you're a Wizards fan. I
I'm a
remember
Wizards
that. Yeah,
fan,
yeah.
right? Raised in the DMV, in the DMV, and we're going to a Spurs Wizards game. And I'm like, great! I get to see like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu. Get to the game. None of them are
They're all
playing.
sitting?
They're all sitting because it was the Wizards. It was an easy win that they could sit those
damn.
guys and still have a chance to win. But yeah, it is the Spurs' fault. They started load management.
I didn't even think about it as like a fan's perspective. That's like if you're paying that much money, like you don't know till you get there.
Right.
Because they don't. Do they announce? Do they not announce? I mean, you can't announce it if you don't know, like in that game, right? Because if they're just sitting them,
At all. And why would they? They don't want the other team to know.
Right.
Because then the other team would prepare for the other players. It's a
Wow.
strategic play too.
wow. So I wonder, like we were talking about, like the Spurs being so bad right now, and like, do they not like? They know they're not in the playoffs, but I heard there's a new form of making the playoffs now, right? Like it's not top 8 teams. It's like or top 6 make it, and then the rest
Yep.
have to like play for the spot, or what is that?
So in an effort to battle tanking, right, which is just like a team purposefully losing
Right.
so they can get a better draft pick, the NBA 2 years ago like implemented a play-in tournament, which is basically, like you said, top 6 teams are just, they're in. They're locked and loaded into the playoffs. And then the next 4 teams in each conference have to play like basically a single elimination tournament to determine the last 2 spots.
Is this the first year they're doing that?
No, I think this is the 3rd year.
Oh, so it's already happened?
Yep, it's already happened.
So does any team past that have a chance technically?
Yeah. If you're top 10 in your conference, you have a chance.
So how do you? There's no tanking anymore to try to get a better draft pick.
No, there still is because we have the Spurs. What it's kind of done, it's almost like removed the middle tier of teams that like, oh, we don't know if we want to tank or if we want to be good.
Yeah.
Because now it's just you have to decide, right?
Right.
And because, 2/3 of the league now, there are 30 teams. If 20 of them make at least the play-in, That's like 2/3 of the NBA is a playoff team.
Right.
Compare that to, football where it's I think it was 12 teams this year out of 32.
Right.
I mean, that's almost a third. So basically, to your point, yeah, there is still tanking, especially this year because there's this guy, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know if you've heard of this
No.
dude. He's like 7'5" from France.
What team?
He plays in France.
Oh, he plays in France. Okay.
Plays in France. 7'5". He moves and shoots like Kevin Durant. He dribbles almost like Kyrie Irving, and he plays defense like
Does everyone want him right now?
everybody wants him. So that's why you have teams like the Spurs rolling out dudes that you've never seen before,
Wow.
so they can lose and get the best chance possible to draft this guy.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. You could tell like
Yeah.
the coaches aren't even really into the game or anything like that. They're just kind of sitting back. Like you've seen clips of Popovich like in the
Right.
past, like up there screaming, yelling, like trying to like get games. Yesterday he was there just sitting on the bench, just kind of like chilling, like
Yeah.
going, all right, you go in, you go. I'm like, oh damn, they really don't care. That sucks.
Just
Like,
put Popovich in. He'll help them get Wembanyama.
dude, I was looking at Pop. I'm like, damn, this guy's like taller than half the team. too.
Honestly.
So how do like a lot of teams are like stacked right now? Like there's a lot of stack. I mean, the Lakers are low key stacked too, but like they're playing awful.
Yeah.
What determines like teams winning now? Because it's like I look at these teams like Paul George, Kawhi on the Clippers, right? Like that's like an all-star kind of duo, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
got like the Warriors are sucking right now, right? Like
Right.
why? Like what like determines this? Because like back in the day, it was like if you have three solid players, you're winning the championship,
Right.
right?
Right. You get 3 guys, you're good to go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's just so much talent in the NBA right now because part of it is just basketball has exploded at the youth level. Everyone wants to play basketball. And even if you think about it, if you're a 10, 12-year-old and you're like choosing your sport nowadays, why would you go play football? And look, I'm a huge NFL guy, but why would you go play football, risk brain injuries? It's harder to make the league. They get paid less guaranteed money in the
is that real?
contracts. It's all real. When you can go play basketball and like you guys are cutting like $250 million checks in the NBA right now, right? Like
Wow.
Bradley Beal is not even a top 30 dude in the NBA. He's getting paid $50 million a year on the court only. Think about his shoe deal. Think about all the endorsements he makes. So it's just like it makes sense for youth athletes nowadays to play basketball, and that's just kind of like filtered its way into the NBA. So we have so much talent. So yeah, now you can be the Clippers, have Kawhi and Paul George, and they're fighting for the playoffs. And it's also interesting because the NBA is thinking about expanding. So for the first time since I think the early 2000s, they're thinking of bringing on 2 more teams just to disperse the talent. Seattle and Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
So they used to have the Supersonics, right?
Used to have the Supersonics.
And now they want another team.
Bring them back, and then Vegas.
Vegas is expanding everything. So that
everything, the
makes
sports
sense.
betting market, huge entertainment capital. Yeah.
Wow. So how if they're gonna start a team, how do they go about that?
Well, honestly, I mean, you got to ask a lawyer, but
Like how do you where do these players come from? Like do
So-
they like
yeah, the actual basketball of it is you do an expansion draft. This is fun. This is like totally like straight out of 2K.
expansion draft? Like this could happen anytime, or does it happen when the draft is happening?
It happens. It's a good question. I would imagine it happens right before the draft, after the season.
Okay.
But basically, every other team in the NBA has to, I believe, elect 10 guys on their team that are available. So you're
Okay.
allowed to protect, your 2 or 3 best players.
Uh-huh.
So for the Clippers, they'd be like, you can't have Kawhi, you can't have Paul George.
Okay.
Everyone else though is available. And then the 2 expansion teams or the 1 expansion team goes team to team and drafts one player they want to steal from every team.
Oh.
And that's how they build their roster.
So then you're gonna have a pretty like shitty team, right? To
Yeah.
start. And then you just gotta start. But that's pretty cool though. That's interesting. So
Yeah.
how many players can you hold if you're like a team?
I want to say it's someone should fact check me on this, someone in the comments, but I think 2 or 3,
Okay.
maybe it's 6. I don't know.
And they literally have free choice of anyone.
Free
Do they have
choice
to
of
match the
anyone else.
contract they're getting right now, or how does that?
Oh,
work?
that's a good question. Honestly, probably, yeah. They can't just bring on every big contract.
Right,
They'd be
right,
paying
right.
too much.
And how does the money work in terms of? Is it like what's the sports fantasy or something where you get like a certain budget or something
Right.
like that?
I mean, in the NBA, for example, there is like a salary cap,
Uh-huh.
which you have to stay under. Otherwise, you start paying like tax. So
Really?
which is interesting. So you mentioned like the Warriors are stacked or, the Clippers are stacked. They're paying absurd amounts of money in like tax. So, the Warriors owner is paying like, I think it's like $150 million out of his own pocket
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Keep that team
just
going?
to keep the team together. Right. Which is crazy.
And then there's teams that aren't that great that just aren't paying anything or something.
Or just smaller market. They don't bring in as much revenue.
Uh-huh.
So a team like, the Sacramento Kings, like they don't have as big of a fan base. Right. They don't have many, don't sell as many tickets, don't sell as many jerseys. And so therefore they bring in less revenue. So whoever their owner is just isn't willing to spend as much.
Right. Wow. So I didn't know the owners played this big of a role in this.
They do.
Okay.
And I can tell you, you asked why Greg Popovich like doesn't give a shit on the bench.
Yeah.
Guarantee you it's the owner telling him, we want to lose this year. Your goal is to lose.
Wow, dude.
That's coming from the ownership group.
Yeah, dude. How
Right.
Mark Cuban, like, he probably, yeah, dude. He has. They're doing well, right?
Yep.
The Mavs are. Who's number one? Are the Nuggets?
Nuggets are number one in the West, and the Celtics are number one in the East.
Who's on the Celtics right now?
Jason Tatum,
Oh, they do have
Jaylen Brown. They got a squad. They're good.
Damn. Dude, the thing that sucks the most out of like not only basketball but any sports team or any sports like league or anything like that is like when you get traded. Imagine like getting traded every year, bro. Like people don't like realize it, bro. Yeah, like Dwight Howard, even Shaq at one
He's in
point.
Taiwan now. He's not even in the United States.
Dwight Howard's in Taiwan?
Yeah. He's
Okay,
killing
that's
it too. He's averaging like 50 points, 20 rebounds.
dude.
All the star, bro, basically.
But like think about getting traded every season. Like like you have a family. Like imagine you have a family. Imagine you build a life.
Right.
Like, think about your kids and stuff. Like you're putting them in school and you got to keep moving. Like that sucks, right?
And it's like, if you're an NBA player, everyone thinks it's a glamorous lifestyle. You have all this money. You can go buy like a sick house, like buy cars. If you're moving every single year,
Right.
you can't buy a
Probably
house.
renting everywhere, huh?
You're renting. And yeah, it's just like, it totally screws with, the ideal career of an NBA player.
Right, unless you're like that key player for a team that you know you're going to stay there for a while. But even
Right.
then, you never know because I saw a video. Who was it? Like, was it John Wall or something? I got a phone call that he's getting traded, and it's just like it's sad, bro. Like
Yeah.
I think there was like a news article that came out before he even got the phone call or something. And like it's sad,
Right.
bro.
He found out through a tweet.
It was a tweet, huh?
It's always Twitter.
Man,
Yeah.
Shams.
Like imagine finding out like your entire YouTube channel is gone from a tweet. Or
Dude.
like, or like, oh, you're only allowed to, stream on Twitch now. And it's a tweet.
and then like 2 hours later, I get the phone call. And I'm like, I already knew. Like you're devastated.
Yeah. Just thinking about it now.
I wanted to be in the league, bro. Everyone wants to be in the league when they're younger, and then
Right.
it gets to the point where you're like, it's like you try to like push past everything growing up, where you're like, no, I could do it. Like there's Muggsy Bogues did it. Like there's these guys
Right.
that are like 5'4", 5'5" that are doing it.
Right.
But you got to think about like what's the number? Like no, barely anybody gets into the league, and like you were saying, like everyone's trying to play now.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So-
You got to think about the competition. Like you go to these games, like yesterday I had pretty good seats, right? So you're pretty up close and you're seeing like the sizes of these people, right? And then you're
Yep.
thinking about like, for me to even be able to like compete with these guys, it's just like almost impossible, right?
Muggsy fucked up Jordan, bro. So.
Yeah, but like Muggsy was like, the eras are different too, right? Like that
Totally
era was
different.
so different.
And I guarantee you, like, Muggsy Bogues would never missed in practice.
Yeah.
Like, nastiest handle ever. Like, if you went to an open gym, if you went to 24/7 with Muggsy Bogues, he would drop 70 points and never miss.
Yeah.
Like, for you to be that small and be an NBA player, you have to be, like, unfathomably good at basketball that people don't even quite realize.
Yeah, no, dude, he was like, because of you see like pictures of him going through people's legs and stuff, like literally, not the ball, like
Yeah.
him, like he's like going through the guy's legs and like
Right.
people don't understand. Like, sure, it looks cool, but like to do something like that in a game, it's hard enough to put the ball through someone's legs at that level. Imagine like putting your body through that guy's
The whole
legs.
thing. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it gave him an advantage. Maybe it's better to be, like, 5'3" than, 5'9".
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Nate Robbins also crazy, like freakish athlete. Like,
Right.
I'm not that.
Although he got knocked out by Jake Paul, but we don't have to talk about that. So
Influencers in sports now, like not only like boxing's huge, but also like what's the new thing, like creator something, where now they're like getting creators into like every kind of sport,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
How big's that gonna be? Like creators getting into everything.
I don't.
WWE,
Right, Logan's in the WWE. I mean, like, we have creator basketball leagues are obviously huge.
Jake Paul's in the NFL.
Jake Paul's in
That's
the
never
NFL.
happening.
He's not in the Browns. thought he,
Jake
He wants
Paul?
to be.
He wants to be on the Browns.
He wants to be on the Browns. He thinks he can play free
I
safety.
thought he signed a deal. Like it's confirmed.
He hasn't been in a game yet.
Oh, okay.
And look, I've like defended Jake most of this like boxing career because like, yeah, I'm rooting for the guy. It's cool. You know, boxing, he's clearly pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's like, say what you want about the competition level. Like he's knocked dudes out. You
Dude.
have to be a certain level of athlete to knock anybody out.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally at first everyone was like, but dude, he's really like doing his thing.
He can do it. Fighting Tommy Fury next month.
supposedly.
Right, coming on like 3 years now. Like, but the NFL thing is, he's never gonna be good enough to play in a game. Yeah, whatever this
That's
like.
real. Like picture of here, Chris. Put this on the screen. There's a picture of Jake Paul holding a Browns jersey.
So what was it? He signed a honorary deal.
Yeah, like he can play, but
This has to be for
if they want to put him
for show right now, right? Like,
Maybe they get him in a preseason game.
yeah,
Like the NFL is a different beast,
Right.
and also boxing is like obviously a very physical sport, right? You can train it, and it's you versus the opponent. Like
Right.
there's too much like football IQ, especially to play free safety. To play free safety, you have to read the entire field.
Yeah.
You miss one tackle, it's this 80-yard touchdown the other way.
yeah,
like
dude.
Jake Paul cannot play free safety in the NFL.
Does he have the size is there, right? Are the free safeties usually his kind of size, or aren't they like?
Height wise, sure. He's what, like 6'2".
They say he's like 6'2", right?
He's not fast enough. I can
I don't
promise
think
you
he's
that.
fast enough,
There's
yeah.
no chance.
Dude, the people in there are running crazy combine like
Yeah.
40. What is it? 40-yard.
Yeah, they're running like 4.3 40s and
That's crazy.
like vertical jump and oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's established his name in something that's very like he's actually really talented in. But I mean, trying to expand
Right.
it to something that like that, I don't.
Also, why would he want to?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, just keep doing the boxing thing.
I know.
Keep knocking guys out and making bag under your own like boxing promotion company
right,
too.
right.
I don't know why he wants to play football.
How far do you think he could get in this boxing world before he hits something that's like really a struggle for him?
Well, what's interesting is he hasn't lost yet.
Right.
What I'm interested to know is if he loses, does no one care anymore? Because right now, the reason we watch, or at least the reason why a lot of people watch, is we want to see Jake get knocked out, right? Everyone who hates on Jake Paul just wants to see him hit the ground because the moment he loses once, he's no longer undefeated. It's no longer this like mystique of a boxing career.
I think it's also two sides. I think there's the side that hates him and wants to see him die, and then there's a side that's like, holy shit, like I want to see this guy become the greatest boxer of all
Which
time.
honestly, I'm on board for.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I want to see Jake Paul become
Yeah.
like a legendary boxer. What's interesting though, and to answer your question, if he does lose, right? Because I mean, look, he might lose to Tommy Fury. I mean, you know, Fury seems kind of weak. It seems like he's been dodging Jake this, the last couple years, but
Twice already, right?
I mean, he comes from an incredible boxing bloodline and he is a boxer.
Right.
Right. So Jake could very easily lose. If he loses and people still care and Jake still cares enough to keep going, I don't know why he can't be really good.
Yeah.
Because, and this is what Jake will say. People always criticize him like, oh, why do you keep fighting MMA guys? Why do you keep fighting, you know, wrestlers? Well, for most boxers who have only fought, you know, 6 professional bouts, they're usually fighting people you've never heard of on cards you've never heard
That's
of.
true.
So if you compare Jake's career to most boxers, he is so far ahead of where they are.
Yeah.
So, you know, once Jake gets to fight 30 in his career or whatever it is, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he can't. He's 6'2", he's knocking people out. He's clearly a good athlete. He clearly cares.
Yeah.
I think he can be really good.
I personally don't think anything he's done is rigged. Like I really don't
No.
like all the speculations of like, oh, what Nate Robinson dropped his hand, gave him the open. I'm like, no, it's like, I really think he's doing his thing. Like even Anderson Silva, like, sure he won, but like, look at the way he fights. Like he's not like some bum in there. Like he's like holding his own against like guys that have a name like that, you know?
And also, it's just disrespectful to the fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand, like, to be a fighter, you have to be wired a certain way that, like, I don't want to lose, like, you know, I'm the baddest, like, motherfucker here. Like, I'm going to, like, knock you out. You're not just going to, like, take a dive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're not wired that way.
Right.
I'd take a dive for $1 million, but they're not.
But even like, imagine like signing a deal, like, sure, I'll die. And then like, you're in there, like you want to be competitive. Like these guys aren't like wimps that you're fighting on the side of the road. Like they've been fighting their whole life. They're competitive. They don't want to just lose something like that, right?
Did Jake Paul? You don't want to do that.
Do you think, have you been watching the other influencer fights and whatnot?
A little bit, not a ton.
Did you see Salt Poppy?
No.
You know who Salt Poppy is?
No. Oh, Salt Bay.
Salt Poppy.
Oh no, who's this guy?
Dude, you got to watch Salt Poppy's clips. So he fought on the first KSI card
Okay.
on Misfits back in August. That's where my friend Stuart was fighting too, Evil
Okay.
Hero. So we were out there in London watching this.
Oh, nice.
Guy knocks him out in 20 seconds, like what, 20 something seconds, right?
Okay.
And then, dude, Saul Papi's the nicest guy. I'm talking to him, dude. Everything's so calculated. He's like, I feinted 3 times at his body. He dropped his hand all 3 times, and I hit him with the hook. Dude, got knocked down in 20 seconds. This guy's so calculated. Filipino fighter. Like, you never seen him?
No, I haven't seen this guy.
Oh, you got to watch his fights. And then the other day, he fought Josh Bruckner, if you know who that
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
Can you pull up the 20-second fight?
Yeah, pull up the 20
Let's
second
just watch
fight.
it. If it's
Yeah,
20
yeah.
seconds, I want to see this.
Look up Andy Worski versus Salt Papi. So no disrespect to Andy Worski, like he was a cool ass dude, but like he had never fought. He just started fighting.
Okay.
His coach had to pull out. Something happened, so he came with one of the other fighters to coach him.
Okay.
My girlfriend and I were walking out to watch it because we were on the back, right? And we're like, we want to see Salt Papi fight. So as we were walking out, we hear the announcer, "We're introducing Salt Papi," and right when we get to our seat, oh, the knockout! We're like, what
You
the
missed it?
Dude, we missed the shit like live, and it was right in front of us. It's hilarious because the ad's probably longer than the fight.
Yeah.
Literally, bro, the highlights were just the fight, the whole fight.
Right.
And just the way he breaks it down to me and like what he did, it's crazy. Chris, you could pull it up on here too while we're watching it.
So you talked to him after the fight.
Before, after, we're all staying in the same hotel.
Okay.
So that's him over there. Like you could just like,
He's in the black
Yeah.
trunks. Right. Okay.
dude, like broke down his whole fight for me and what he did to this
Yeah.
guy.
Southpaw.
And he's out on the first punch too, which is crazy. Like he's out right there and then he hits him again, bro. Then he starts doing his little dance. And then his fight against, can you just pull up a picture of Josh Bruckner standing with Salt Papi?
Is his entire face just blooded?
Who?
Bruckner.
No, dude, this guy's like knocking him out clean, like not like
Oh.
it's not like a war or anything.
Right,
Like,
okay.
He's like, so the first round he was feeling
punch
out
done.
Josh. It's one punch. It literally, and he said, "Look at the body sizes, bro."
Dude, let's go.
And he's a fighter too. And then
Wow.
first round, right? He's like feeling him out. He's feeling him out. In between the first and second round, he's sitting with his coach and dad because his dad coaches him. I was talking to him.
Okay.
He's like, he coaches at home he trains at home with his dad. He has like a home gym. Turns out he has 100 amateur fights.
Bruckner.
Salt Papi.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, like no one had announced that before. He's got like shitload of
I'm sorry. This is the funniest photo I've ever
Dude,
seen.
right?
Let's go back.
Chris put it up. Salt Papi standing next to Josh Bruckner at the weigh-ins.
This dude on the right got knocked out in one punch.
Dude, so he's feeling him out first round, right? In between the first and second round, Salt Papi talks to his coach. He's like, "Can I push him now?" Dude, this guy's like, the coach is like, "Yeah, but like, be careful, right?"
Yeah.
Dude, second round, boom, knocked out. I'm like, holy shit. Dude, it's these fucking Filipino
Respect.
fighters, bro.
Who's he fighting next?
No one wants to fight him. KSI won't even say his name.
Shit, that felt hard, dude.
What was it? Dude,
That photo?
go back to the other one. Is there a photo of him like, can you go to Salt Papi actually knocking him out? You got to go to the end of the video. Dude, it's crazy. Like KSI won't mention his name either.
Wow.
Go to the very end and then watch the highlight. The slow-mo highlight's dope. It was that punch, but then watch the highlight. The highlight's crazy. It looks like he barely got him, right?
Yeah.
But then here, no, skip to the end. It'll show the highlight.
Okay.
The replay, that's what it is. Dude, the nicest
Amazing.
kid, bro. The nicest fucking kid.
Amazing.
So
Dad bods are in.
They are, bro. What do you think I'm trying to do here? And his brother and his dad and whatnot. Here, skip a little more. Oh shit, it wasn't there. It should have showed it. Go back.
I'll do like this.
Oh no, this is go watch the full fight and then skip to the end.
Okay.
Like there's like it's like there's also levels to this, bro. Like he wants to come at Jake Paul now. And
Yeah.
I honestly like if you watch his full fights, I think he might take Jake Paul.
It's wild.
All Papi, man.
So you think he's better than KSI?
He is better than KSI. KSI
Okay.
won't mention his name either. I don't think KSI
Wow.
wants to fight him. I think KSI wants to just get to Jake Paul, and I think he's afraid that if he fights Salt Papi, he won't get that opportunity to fight Jake Paul.
Because KSI did that thing. He fought twice on one card.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
I mean,
nuts.
so Swarms Swarms hadn't trained much for the. Well, let's watch this and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Like his dad, his brother, the whole family.
Super Bowl prime man. That's why.
I heard they did a deal with the yeah.
Skip it a little
Around
more.
Super Bowl, they're activating.
I heard that. Yeah.
Super cool.
Oh, here we go. Just one
Whoa.
punch, bro. Oh shit.
David
Oh, he's shook. Oh,
Dude, that like. And he
look
before,
at his. He like doesn't know what day it is.
dude, he starts getting up and then he sits back down. He can't get up. The guy couldn't even stand up. It's crazy. And this guy's a fighter too. Like he's not fighting bums. Look at the
Wow.
body, bro.
Let's go.
I know.
I'm his new biggest fan.
Go watch his like full fight. It's crazy. Like the way he's like
I will.
calculating everything. It's sick. And then
Yeah.
like my friend's coach, who went with us to London to coach him. I don't know if you know Brian Valoria.
I don't think so.
Him, 4-time world champion. They call him the Hawaiian Punch.
Okay. Okay.
Crazy knockouts. Like he's the guy's shorter than me.
Sure.
Fought at like what 115, some crazy weight, and then put this guy in a coma back when he was fighting.
Damn.
And the crazy thing was, Freddie Roach and Pacquiao were all
Okay.
like
Okay.
training together and whatnot.
Okay.
So I went to this Thai restaurant the other day with my girlfriend, and we're eating. There's all these posters of Manny Pacquiao on the wall, signed. Manny Pacquiao in the restaurant, Freddie Roach in the restaurant.
Sure.
I was like, oh, dope. I wonder if like they know Brian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I look, I'm like, oh shit, there's a picture of Brian too signed, right? So I call Brian, and then he's like, oh, put Tina on the phone. So the lady comes running from the back, Brian, right? And then like Brian, like, where are we? Like, and he's like, go upstairs. It's Freddie Roach's gym. I was like, holy
Upstairs
shit.
of the Thai
Upstairs of
restaurant?
the Thai restaurant. So I'm in
Whoa.
the shopping center. In the shopping center, there's an AA office, alcohol, whatever.
Okay,
But it's
yeah.
in Spanish. It says Alcohólicos Anónimos.
Okay.
Super sketchy.
Sure.
A liquor store, rundown liquor store, and this Thai restaurant. And it's all like the shopping center is not great. It's a bad place in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look great. And then you look up and there's this whole like boxing looking thing. And the windows are like, it's like a beat down building. The windows have like flags covering the front of it. There's no like blinds or anything.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, like this is where the fighters are made.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of so in Miami on South Beach, Ali's gym is just like off like some street, like through an alleyway, just like an open space.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's where Logan trained, or at least he did a couple trainings there before he fought Floyd back in 2021.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's literally just this like nonchalant. It's just like an open space the size of your living room, and that's like Muhammad Ali's gym.
That's crazy. Dude, the places they train at, like it's like really like
That's how you know like it's real. Like
Yeah.
boxing, it's all they care about is the fight.
yeah.
Doesn't matter where we're training. Just
I
give me a
know.
ring and 2 boxing gloves, and I'm ready to go.
I know. And then the thing was like, even at this Thai restaurant, like our food was served on paper plates. So like everything here was like, but like
Okay.
it was great food. But I'm saying
Yeah.
like I wouldn't even surprised if like this Thai place was made just for the fighters, and like it's like a
Yeah.
family thing just for the fighters, you know?
That's cool. Okay.
I mean, shit. I mean, it worked. You got fucking
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao coming out of there, and then
so when are you knocking someone out?
I want to. I actually might have
Really?
a fight coming up. If, like I've been messing around with the boxing gloves a little
Okay.
bit. If it happens, it might be in Florida.
I gotta go, man.
Dude, you gotta come. You gotta come commentate or something.
That'd be so much fun.
I know.
I'm there.
I know, dude. I
I'm
mean,
there.
I'd have to fight at like 140 against the supposed opponent they have right now. There's some kid.
Okay.
I can't talk about.
Okay.
It
Very
was
fair.
supposed to be originally in February, but it got pushed back because
Okay.
the guy is trying to like design his own ring. I don't know how much I could talk about this. He has like an energy
Sure.
drink, but he wants the ring to be the shape of his energy drink logo. So he has to get that approved by the commission or something. And then
It's a weird energy drink. What kind of shape is this energy
It's a
drink?
tiger.
It's like a ball.
it's literally like a tiger head that's like an octagon kind of looking
Oh, the
thing.
logo for the energy drink?
Yeah, he wants.
Oh, I thought it was the actual energy drink.
Dude,
That was some like
imagine it's like a long
It's a
like
long-
platform. I have to like run to the guy. It's
start on
literally-
either end.
It's a 40-yard dash. to get to him. Speaking of that, dude, I was looking at like weird sports, right?
Okay.
There's this sport called telephone booth boxing.
What?
Have you
Well, I've
seen
seen
that?
I've seen car seat boxing or
What the
wrestling.
car seat
You go first. You go first.
Okay. You know the telephone booths in England, right?
Sure, yeah.
The old telephone booths that no one uses anymore, but they're
Right.
like everyone wants to take a picture in front of one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could pull it up, dude, they're literally in the telephone booth facing away from each other, and then the guy says go, dude, they turn around and just start
no space, they're just going for it?
First person to fall down, and you can't even fall down, you just kind of like crouch down on your back when you're knocked out. Look at this, bro.
No way. That
Chris
dude's
pulled
huge.
this up. Look, dude, they just start going at it.
Dude, what is this weight class? Who are these guys?
Imagine the heavyweights in a phone booth.
I'm surprised the glass never breaks. Like a backhand, like guy goes for
No,
like
there's
an
no
elbow.
glass. Because the guy puts his hand through there to stop the fight and stuff.
Oh, so they've hollowed out.
Look at the ref. Look, you can't even like get knocked out. You just kind of fall down.
So this is very similar to the car seat stuff.
What's the car seat
Look
stuff?
up, I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's like, look up wrestling in a car, or like car seat wrestling.
Wrestling in a car.
Basically, it's like MMA, and the two guys start in the front seat. It's probably this. They start in the front seat, seatbelts on. Ref goes 3, 2, 1.
Seatbelts on?
Seatbelts. Well, what happens is they go 3, 2, 1, go. You take off the seatbelt and you start going at it. And so you're like wrestling. You'll see the video. They start wrestling around the seats.
Imagine training for this and like you're outside your house and like your neighbor looks outside, your windshield wipers are going off, your blinkers are going off, beep, beep, and you see two guys just boom.
So yeah, check this out. And there's strategy to it. Like I saw one guy, he like blocked the dude from unbuckling the seatbelt while he did his. Yeah, look at this.
What is happening?
Also, how do you get into this? What's like the origin story of these people?
No way.
Yeah, it's like full just
What's
MMA.
the camera on? Is it on the middle one right now?
Yeah.
Wait, it's
And then-
over?
and then they-
What happened?
They tap out?
I guess. Yeah, it must be all tap out.
This is a real sport then?
I think so.
How did you hear about this?
Just like Twitter. Just
Really?
saw like a clip. Yeah.
I wonder how this was started.
Yeah.
I wonder if like this couple was driving and they just got into it one day and he's like,
Right.
square up. She starts squaring up. In the
Go.
middle, he's like, you know what?
The friend was in the back like refereeing the fight.
That's funny.
What is going on? I've seen chess boxing.
What is that?
How many different sports are there?
How many ways are there to beat someone up?
Right?
That one's
Chess boxing? What, you like make a move, throw a punch?
done. You have to play chess and then you have to fucking like box right after.
Oh wait, I
Oh,
thought I
this
did
was like
see
the
this.
influencer thing,
There
right?
was an influencer thing around this, right?
Yeah. So you play chess and then
Oh, it's in the ring?
yeah, when the round is over, you have to fucking play. And then, like you're so fucked up, like it's crazy.
Oh, after the fight you play
yeah.
chess.
And then like you have to, after the round, you have to play chess again.
What if you knock someone out in the round?
Like you win.
So only if it also okay, so if the fight goes to decision, then you play chess to determine the
You
tie?
can either win in boxing or you can win in chess.
Hmm. So you could just be like nasty at chess,
Yeah.
horrible at boxing, you just run around the ring until you get to the chess game.
That's what this chick did, bro. She was like nasty in chess, and that's how she won.
Kinda like this.
That's weird though. Like,
Wild, dude.
so if you get knocked out, it's over.
Yeah. Like a
Would you rather get knocked out or just
Lose in chess?
embarrassed in chess?
Embarrassed in chess.
Yeah,
Are you
probably.
kidding me, bro?
I don't know.
And then they're like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna play some chess now. It's crazy, bro.
Imagine you spend your whole life training like boxing like crazy, right? Just
Yeah.
for this sport. And then you get in there, you knock the dude out, and then it's time for chess, and you just don't know what does what. You move a pawn 4 spaces, they eliminate you, but you're like this world class fucking boxer.
Yeah.
The easy move is you can just copy what the other person's doing. Like every move.
I
That's
wonder
not
if
gonna
you're, like,
work.
It's called like the southpaw maneuver or whatever. It's like you can tie it up for like a really long time.
just do exactly what they do.
Exactly what they do, yeah.
Aren't they eventually gonna kill you and you can't kill them though?
Yeah, but it takes a while
Yeah.
for that. So you kill time basically.
I mean, if he moves a pawn space 2 and then you move a pawn space 2, can't he just kill you? And then your whole tactic is ruined.
Well, no, because
Oh,
a
'cause
pawn
you would
can't
move the
attack,
same, right?
and a pawn can't attack forward.
You're right. He can only
Pawn
attack
can attack diagonal, right?
That's
So
true. Ah,
we should play.
pull out the chessboard. We pull out the chessboard. The first person doesn't know how to play either. You're both fucked. He moves the horse straight four, and then I move it straight four, but we don't realize we're playing incorrectly.
Right. He moves like 2 pieces at a time, and the bishop goes. Like,
We have the pawns in the back.
don't even set it up right.
Speaking on weird sports, I also watched something else that was, I mean, it's not weird. Like this boxing was weird.
Yeah.
Like, the other one I saw was ping pong soccer. I don't know if you saw that.
Is that where they like headbutt the ball across the table?
So it's literally ping pong, but you could kick too. So like
Okay.
the ball will come, you'll like kick it up, and you got to try to you could
Right,
head it, you
right.
could kick it, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but it could only bounce one time, but then you could do whatever you want with the ball. I wonder if they're just out of ideas for sports at this point, that they're just literally putting two things together.
Well, it's also funny though, because like there's all these weird sports that are less weird than that, but are raising a ton of money, like pickleball.
Pickleball, yeah,
It's huge
it's getting
now.
big now, yeah.
Yeah, and like they're raising all this money. They have all these leagues.
Yeah.
So like those, if you're like an entrepreneur and you want to start a new sports league,
Yeah.
you just choose some weird ass sport.
But also with pickleball, the thing is, I wonder if they took a sport that was too hard for older people to play, which was tennis, and tried
Yeah.
to make it a little bit easier, because it is
Yeah.
mostly older people playing it, right?
Right.
But I mean,
It's fun though.
no, now it's like all these young people getting into
Yeah.
it. Like I go, like every tennis court I go to now has lines for pickleball.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
This right here is my favorite sport, ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate's huge in
Frisbee's
college.
cool. I
Yeah.
love ultimate
I could be
frisbee.
the Tom Brady of ultimate frisbee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I just so funny story. I just joined UCLA's club soccer team. Right?
What?
I don't go to
How
UCLA,
are you allowed to do that?
right? I'm not. So I have a student ID. My name's Iman. When I go, it's this kid. He's the coach, but he's not playing. So
Okay.
if they question me, I'm Iman.
Okay.
Damn.
What are you studying?
I don't want to shit on them. Computer bioengineering.
Damn, why you playing soccer?
Is that even a thing? I just made up.
Computer bioengineering.
Computer bioengineering.
Sounds like 3 different things.
I'm making the avatars.
Yeah.
No, so like it's funny because, dude, it sucks. It's co-ed, right?
Okay.
The girls on the other team are like all stars. We're like, I'd pick them over me.
Yeah.
And then the girls on our team are.
We'll cut this part of the interview.
No, but it sucks. It's like 3 girls have to be on at all times, 3 guys, and then whoever on goalie, right?
Okay.
And I only play defense. I'm a beast on defense, bro.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm playing defense. And you got to think about it. Like the girls on our team, they can't play striker because they're not that great.
Okay.
And then on defense, dude, it's a whole nother struggle because it's like me guarding everybody else.
Right.
And the girls on their team are like, boom, like pushing people
Yeah.
out the way kind of thing. And like,
Okay.
dude, we lost 14-3 the first game. 14-3 in soccer. That's like basketball
long's the
middle
game?
That's like a middle school basketball game scores. The game's an hour.
14 goals in an hour?
14 goals in an hour. The guy, one of the people that were watching comes up to our striker at the end. He's like, dude, good shit. I heard it was 14-3. He's like, yeah, the other way around. But no, I mean, it's fun. I love soccer, but I mean,
Are there rules? Because at Northwestern for co-ed basketball, I am co-ed basketball. It was similar where you had to have, I think it was 2 girls on the court at all times, but also you weren't allowed to guard the girl for more than I think like 3 seconds.
really?
So after like 3 seconds, you have to like run away, and
Was
you
this
can't
basketball?
like. Yeah, this is basketball, and you couldn't you couldn't obviously like foul the girls, and you had to like let them shoot if they got within 5 feet. So basically, if you had like a nasty girl at basketball on your team,
You're solid, huh?
you no chance you'd lose.
Yeah, no, and I'm thinking about it like here, like these girls were like heading the ball. I'm like, if you didn't guard them, this is like
It's over.
30-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so there also is basketball. I wonder if basketball rules are different from soccer because,
Maybe.
I mean,
Basketball's more physical,
yeah.
so I get why they kind of have some of these rules.
Well, that's what I thought too until I played with these girls on the other team. I was
Honestly.
like, damn,
Yeah.
where's the cards? And then after our game is when it was just the guys playing guys.
Okay.
I was like, why didn't we do that?
Yeah.
It was 2 frats playing each other.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like the 2 of the top frats.
Sure.
Alpha, Sigma, blah, 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 whatever it was.
Yeah, alpha apple pie.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, there was like tension between them, right? Like
Yeah.
these guys get out there. I'm like, damn, you guys are fit for drinking all night long and being out here. I'm talking like, dude, fast as fuck, right? But like, you could
Okay.
tell like the way they're like playing with each other and like bumping and like doing that. I'm like, damn, there's tension between. I didn't know like frats were like they're like gangs, bro.
Yeah, honestly, they're white gangs.
Exactly.
White, like, yeah, upper. That's
Were
funny.
you part of a frat?
I was. Yeah,
Really?
I know. I was.
Like one of those like top, but I don't even know the difference between frats.
I don't know. Like fraternity life at Northwestern was barely a thing.
Mhm.
I mean, it was, but it was nothing like you see it in the movies or any of these like Southern schools where they have these like mansions, and
Yeah.
it was cool. Like, you know what I mean? It was just something to do freshman year. And then I actually deactivated, I think after my sophomore year, because I just didn't care anymore.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you know, it was what it was.
Did you live in the frat house with them?
One year, sophomore
year.
year. And it was cool. We had like a legit house. There were, you know, like 20 guys in there.
And like bunk beds kind of situation?
No, so our frat was nice. We all had our own room.
20 people in their own room?
Oh yeah, like
But it sounds like the movies.
you can, if you want to look up our fraternity house, you can, but just get a photo.
This guy went from it's not that big a deal to they have their own mansion.
Well, it was a big deal because a lot of people were involved in it at the school, but it wasn't a big deal in that like you see like Alabama or you watch some of these like even UCLA, and it's like, you know, I feel like their whole life is the fraternity and like
Yeah.
all these events. So yeah, if you search up AEPI Northwestern, AEPI,
AEPI.
Alpha Epsilon Pi. Click that first one. No, that's not it. That's a dorm. The fourth one, top row. Yeah, that was our house.
That was your house?
Yep. I don't know who those people are.
Random picture.
But well, what's funny, it honestly might be whoever's living there now, because a lot of the fraternities and sororities got like banned from campus.
Does that happen? Because when I was going to college too, like I was not involved in any kind of social life or anything in college, but like you hear stuff, and I heard like all the frats are off campus because supposedly the only things they could do on campus are like study rooms, whatnot, and then off campus is where they did all their crazy shit. So all the schools were like off campus. Nobody, like the deans, didn't know where the houses were and everything. And
it just depends on the school. Like a lot of campuses are dry, so you can't have alcohol on the campus.
Okay.
But then some, I guess ours was technically like a wet campus. I don't know.
You can have alcohol.
Because we would throw parties in our basement, and our house was just like on north part of campus, like across from some dorms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just wouldn't get in trouble because was it underground or something?
I think actually, I wasn't involved in like the, you know, executive team of this. I don't know. I just showed up to, you know, have a good time. Yeah. But I think you had to report anytime you were going to throw a party, you had to tell the IFC, which is like the interfraternal council, or you know what I mean? Like the, you know, the Karens of the fraternity world, basically. And then, and you had to like register with them so they knew it was happening because it's a liability thing. And, you know. Maybe the campus police were then, you know, notified so that they could keep an eye out.
Interesting. I thought it was all like secret that no one knew about kind of deal.
I think at some schools it is for sure. At ours it wasn't. I don't know.
Interesting. All right, let me go pee real quick. We'll take a break.
How much you spent on this set?
Labor was, I didn't pay anything for labor because my girlfriend helped me with design. My friend Stuart helped me put this stuff up.
Yeah.
Huddy helped me paint the wall. So that wasn't anything, but then like this stuff was cheap. This was like $20 for each of, not each, but like for like a set of them at Target.
Right.
The paint was whatever Home Depot charged, like $30.
Right.
The camera's probably the most. I mean,
true. I guess with all those, it's more than 2K.
Oh, I mean, each camera is over 2K.
Right.
So.
Still though, I mean, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
I was just telling him once I go full time, I gotta get something like this.
Yeah, I mean, especially for that's what I wanted to talk about next, like what the stuff you do.
Let's do it. Yeah.
You said. Because he Ubered here. I was like, damn, he said he lives without a car in LA, which is like crazy. And then he's telling me about his work and like everything you do is like mobile and
remote.
I don't want to talk too much about your personal that you don't want to talk about, but
no, we can get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I'm really interested in like the work you do because we went from high school to like not talking much afterwards. And me seeing you on social media, you see me on social media, and like I want to know about the sports world.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, it's funny because I hit you up when I first started doing this.
Did you?
Do you remember this? Because so basically like I always knew once I graduated. Well, we can go back even a little further. So when I went to college, I studied sports journalism essentially, right? And when I first got there, I was like, okay, my dream's to be on ESPN. That's every kid's dream who does this stuff. And so what they tell you when you get to journalism school is you either have to go write or you have to go be on local television in like middle of nowhere, Iowa.
Okay.
Right. And once you're there, you're reporting on local, high school sports and doing maybe some national stories. I don't know. But the scope of the work is just different. And the work itself is different too. It's not like you just get to go, to some TV station and you start giving takes like you're Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
You're reporting,
Yeah.
which is a different skill set and something that I pretty quickly realized I wasn't good at.
Really?
No, I like giving takes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like,
yeah.
being like creative in this sense.
Right.
And so, when I thought I'd originally go into local television, I quickly realized through some internships and through some other, work experience, like social media is the move. And, I don't need to tell you that, right? Like
Right. Absolutely.
this world is where you want to be. And so when I graduated, I took a job in sports social media. So I work for a social media agency. We do, we work with cool different people and brands in sports, helping them with social. And then I knew on the side, once I got situated in LA, I was like, all right, I'm just going to start posting. I was like, if it takes me, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, I just know this is what works.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to pop.
Right.
And so I saw you were crushing it because, you've obviously exploded over the last like couple of years.
Yeah, dude. It's been like, 2 years now? Yeah.
Which
been
is
crazy.
awesome and like so happy for you.
Thank you, bro. Thank
And
you.
so, and specifically with TikToks and shorts, because also, from like a value prop standpoint, I knew long form as like, great as it can be for like AdSense and growing a following and all this stuff on like YouTube. I just didn't have time for it.
Yeah.
And it takes me so long to edit a long form video that I was like, okay, if I'm only going to be doing this, 10, 20 hours a week, what's the quickest way I can like reach an audience? Because that's what I want, right?
Yeah.
It's like everyone wants to be able to like talk to an audience, build a following, like be able to talk sports with people.
Yeah.
And obviously I saw that was TikTok and shorts.
Absolutely.
And so I hit you up and I was like, do you have any advice? And you told me you got to post 4 to 8 times a day.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, 48 times a day?
Yeah.
Like, how, what? Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start talking about car wrestling
Right.
like 48 times a day.
Want a seatbelt unbuckled by Kerry Johnson and knockout.
But I was like, but look, like, I'll try. So I remember starting about a year ago, I think it was like March 2022, I started posting 4 TikToks a day.
Did you? So you did it.
I did it.
Nice.
And it started slow. But then within like a month and a half, it started picking up, and it went from like, okay, every video is getting 100 views to like now every video is getting 1,000, every video is getting 5,000. Oh wait, now I just got my first million, and
Right.
like all of a sudden now, I've like definitely garnered a pretty fun audience that I'm able to interact with every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hit you up first. You told me what to do. You gave me the roadmap, and it
Wow.
worked. So
What's like the craziest story or experience you had in the social media stuff?
wow, that's a good. I'm trying to think.
I could tell you mine until you think about yours.
Like doing my own content or just
Anything
anything.
anything like you're like, oh damn.
Well, Shaq posted me on his story the
Did
other
he?
day. Yeah, Shaq shared one of my Instagram reels to his story. That was pretty cool.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's got like 27 million
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Holy shit. No,
But-
that's huge.
Yeah, and honestly, just like it's not like super crazy, but just making money off of doing this. That's
Yeah.
like been a dream of mine for so long.
Yeah.
Just to get like, remember when I was first invited to the partner program and got my first check and brands started hitting me up. Like I've worked with some cool brands and all my business has been inbound so far, which is cool. Probably because I just don't have time to like reach out to brands. That's
Yeah.
something I want to do eventually. But I've been lucky enough that brands have hit me up, and I mean it's a dream, man.
That's
So
amazing.
but I want
Wow.
to hear yours. I'm sure yours is crazy.
No, dude, that was crazy. You got Shaq reposting you. Oh, hell yeah. No, mine was crazy too. I told this, I think, last time on the podcast too. I think the craziest thing, it's also related to the sports world. The craziest
Okay.
thing that happened to me was, remember the time Antonio Brown walked off the field?
Yeah.
And just quit on the game?
Ripped his shirt off, just started running around. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So everything was about Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah.
Every news source, everything I was looking at Instagram was him. And I don't even follow sports like that, but everything I was seeing was him.
Right.
I went to YouTube. All the top videos were just Antonio Brown, right?
Yep.
Except my video, this is when shorts and long form videos were all together on trending. So it didn't
Okay.
matter whether you had a long form or a short.
Okay.
The trending page would just be a mix of them. I was trending #1
Dude.
that day. And
Whoa.
videos 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 were Antonio Brown. And then there I am at #1.
That is so cool.
Dude, it
Number
was
one on trending.
#1 on trending in all of YouTube. And how did I find out? I don't go to the trending page.
Yeah.
My friend Robert was the face of the video. The thumbnail was my friend Robert, right?
Okay.
And he had like his big friends reaching out, like his like friends that are doing really well on social media reaching out to him like, dude, you're number one. You're number one.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I really don't think I'm. He went and looked and it was my video, and then he sent it to me. I was like, holy shit, bro, we're number one. And like,
That's wild.
the video wasn't at like 50, 60 million. Like, I mean, I posted like a day before and it was like 3 million, which was really good.
Yeah.
But like to see that and then to see Antonio Brown everywhere below me, I was like, dude, this is like an accomplishment, right? Like, I thought that was cooler than getting the gold plaque.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding?
That's my story.
Has everyone who's gotten I assume so. Well, actually, I don't know. How many people have gotten a gold plaque haven't been number one on trending?
I don't know anyone who's been number one on
You know what I mean? Like, it might be rarer to be number one on trending. I could be totally off about this.
No, I think you're true. I think you're right, bro.
Right.
I've only done it one time, and I don't have any other friends that have been. I mean, I don't want to speak for them, but nobody's told me that they've been number one on
Number
trending.
one on trending?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah, I know.
That's talk about bucket list.
That's it.
That's
Talk
yeah.
about bucket.
You were the biggest thing on YouTube for one day.
I think it was like a day and 2 days, maybe.
All right, my bad. Damn, my bad.
No, it's one thing being it, but it's another thing being it when there's such a big controversial thing going on in such a big industry that everyone's talking about that.
Right.
Like, if I know about something in the sports world, it's probably pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I know. Thank you, bro. You want to do some trivia?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
What are we looking at on time, Armand?
Like,
Nice. Perfect. Yeah, we'll do some trivia.
Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
I might get exposed here. I don't know.
I had this website pulled up. This is your whole world, huh? This is
It
like,
is.
Where's
Are we doing NBA trivia only?
No, I just searched like
Oh, just sports
any
trivia?
sports. Is that better? Like, what's your realm of things?
So, like, NBA is really my shtick. Like,
Okay.
you know, I'm an NBA guy first and foremost, but, you know, I can talk golf. I can obviously NFL, talk some baseball.
Okay.
I don't know about, you know, chess boxing, but
You want to do NBA trivia? Let's do NBA trivia.
sure. Actually, can we do some UCLA IM soccer trivia?
Who is the number one defender center back of the UCLA club soccer team?
Who gave up a record 13 goals in one game?
I did give up. I didn't realize that was my fault. That was like the worst way to put it. I literally told you I'm on defense and we lost 13-2.
Blame the goalie.
14-3, actually. The goalie looks at me afterwards, bro, bummed. He's like, it wasn't your fault. That's how you know it's bad. All right, let's do NBA trivia.
Okay.
Trivia.
Let's do some NBA trivia.
Okay. I lost the good website. Oh, here it is. All right. This one's a current question, right?
Okay.
Can you tell me who the current NBA MVP is?
Like the reigning MVP
Current.
for this season or last year?
Oh, is it different?
I mean, no one's been named MVP for
Okay,
this
last
season.
year then.
Nikola Jokic.
Nice. 1 for 1. Ding, ding,
Let's
ding.
go. Let's go. We can get a little harder than that.
All right. Who holds the record for the most NBA championships?
Player or team?
Player.
Bill Russell.
Oh, 2 for 2. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Let me scroll down and get a little harder on these.
Let's go.
Who is the all-time leader in free throws made in the NBA?
Ooh, that's a good question. All-time leader in free throws made?
If you need a hint,
I'm going to
I'll
say
give you a hint.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, I'll give you a hint.
Mm.
His name this person will always forever be known as something in the NBA, even if you don't know his name.
It's not Steph.
Mm-mm.
Be known as something, even if you don't
His
know his
silhouette will forever be known.
Oh, it's Jerry West?
Jerry West.
Most free throws ever?
Most free throws
Wow,
ever made.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It's a good one.
This one. Who is all-time leader in steals?
John Stockton.
No, I didn't know this one either.
It's not
My
Stockton.
favorite player. My favorite player of all time.
Deals ever.
My favorite player of all time when I became a bandwagon. When this
Chris
team-
Paul? Okay. You know how I know that? Remember when you and Josh Hong would play tennis? And you would do Lob City?
Yeah. I remember everything was a Chris Paul reference for me, bro.
Yep.
When him, DeAndre, oh my God, Blake Griffin, bro.
That was a team.
And they still couldn't get past the second round of the playoffs.
Tough.
Okay, let me go to like team stuff. I saw this one I wanted to ask. All right. Can you name the top 10 all-time leaders in three-pointers made?
All 10 players.
10. Yep.
Okay.
Let me pull up the stats right here. You could start.
Sure. Okay. So Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is number 1.
Yep.
Yes.
Ray Allen.
Dang. Okay. He's got 1
number
and 2.
2.
Yeah.
I think James Harden's 3.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
4. I'm gonna say it is Vince Carter's on the list somewhere.
Vince Carter is on the list at number 6.
Okay, he's number 6. Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller's number 4.
He's number 4. Okay, so 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
Uh,
A more recent player at number 5.
Klay Thompson.
No. Klay
Ooh,
Thompson's not on the
Not
list.
on the list. Okay. More recent player at number 5. Let me think.
Last time I remember, he was on the Hawks.
Oh,
I think he was on the Hawks.
he's probably on the Hawks. Oh, Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver.
Okay, right. So
You have it pulled up too?
No, I just
You
Yeah.
know this stuff? Dang, Armand. Okay. Switch positions.
Yeah,
baby.
get you in this Korver's number 5. So then 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
We got
7's tough, dude. I did not know 7.
Jason Kidd.
No. It is a Jason, though.
It is a Jason.
It's a Jason, but it's not Jason Kidd.
Jason Richardson.
No.
No. Jason Capono.
Who's Jason Capono?
Don't worry about it.
He is not.
That's a good one though. That's a good guess. Jason. Nash isn't on the list.
No.
Damn. Jason. Who am I forgetting?
This is crazy to me. These last 4 are really
Terry?
crazy. Jason Terry.
Okay. That was bad. I should have known that. Dirk.
Dirk is not on the list.
No. It's gonna be like high volume guys. So
8, 9, 10 is weird.
I'm sure it is. Let's guess.
One of them's an all-star. 2 of them are all-stars. All 3 might be, but one of them's a top 6 man.
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard's number 8.
Okay. Lillard's number 8. So 9 and 10 are left.
There's 9 and 10 left. One of them is like a 6th man of the year.
Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford, yeah.
Okay. Lou Williams.
No.
No. Fuck, who's 10?
I did not know this person would be ranked above Klay Thompson.
He probably just played for longer.
Mm-mm. Current player.
Current player.
All-star.
All-star right now. Chris Paul. No.
Like, all-star.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I mean, volume, right? It's LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's 10th all time.
number 10,
Okay.
bro. That's
there you go.
crazy.
I guess it makes sense. He's just been in the league for so long.
Yeah.
What's your favorite LeBron line?
LeBron lie?
Mine's the golf pop.
So funny.
What's the LeBron lie?
LeBron has a compilation of him lying.
He d-
So
There's-
yeah.
He lies
He's
a
like
lot?
a pathological liar.
What has he lied about?
Lie he has, or, like, he's the owner of Liverpool, right? And then he's talking to a Liverpool player and he doesn't know. He's like, oh, yeah, I know you.
Or like, he was in a documentary about Kobe's 81. And he goes like, I just had a feeling that morning. Kobe was going off.
Are you serious? Like that? I saw the one of him with like talking about the soccer players and mispronouncing their names.
Yeah.
Like either like, who's your favorite player? He's like, Mbop is pretty good or some shit like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Lie nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
He has a lot of good lies.
she's like known to
So
lie.
funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew those before they were popular.
Right. Like, I just knew they were going to blow up. Or like him with lyrics is
Oh,
the
yeah,
funniest
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
What-
the old
what
days.
lyrics?
He just doesn't know the lyrics to songs.
Really? Is that
So
a
he'll
thing
like,
too?
so like be on his Instagram, like rapping along to a song and just, yeah, like dabba dabba do, like,
Really?
what you gonna do?
Why have I not seen any of this stuff?
So
He like
funny.
lip syncs it like really bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dabba
Oh,
do
do you
for the
do
night.
you talk about soccer too, or no? You stay out of soccer.
I'm not really a soccer guy. Just never have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard the big news about like Ronaldo like getting his crazy contract deal of what, like 200, 500 million,
Yep.
$500 million to play.
And
in
then
Saudi
Messi's coming
Arabia.
to the United States, right?
Messi's coming here.
Isn't? Yeah, he's playing
Miami?
in the MLS.
Really?
I think so, right?
Dude, that's crazy. But did you hear about Messi's situation in the World Cup
No.
where they're turning his hotel room into a museum and leaving it the way it was when he left?
No one cares. Sorry.
Dude,
I know-
imagine like him taking a shit and forgetting to flush and they just leave it for generations to come.
It's the greatest
I know.
Like,
He
can
like
you guys
pissed the
Febreze
bed the
this
night
place?
before. It's like
Right,
still
no, dude,
there.
exactly. Can you guys Febreze this place? It's like Messi didn't Febreze it when he
Yeah.
left.
People are gonna go to that.
He has, like,
I don't know. Like, imagine just one room as a museum in this whole hotel.
Good for the hotel, I guess. They'll make bank off this
Yeah.
room.
It just also exposes him. I wonder if they had to get his permission. Like,
Oh,
like
it must
some-
have.
Imagine he's like some messy dude who like
Yeah.
has like some weird
Messy,
peanut butter fetish
nice.
where he has to like rub it on his nipples and slide on the bed or something.
Right. Open the TV and it just.
He's actually just watching Messi highlights.
What'd be worse if he was watching his own highlights or if it was just porn on there?
You know what would be worse if there's porn up there and the Bible drawer is open and it's gone.
Damn.
That's funny. I mean, do you want to do one more trivia question?
Yeah. Give me like one more. I need to end on one I actually get.
Okay. Hardest.
I should have gone the Chris Paul one.
NBA.
Chris Paul just passed Stockton for
I thought you
steals.
said he just passed. I was like, he died.
Oh, no.
I was like, what? Did he just pass Stockton?
I think so.
Oh, so it's like a recent thing.
Yep.
The season from
In like a couple weeks. He's very close.
Let's see. Let's see.
like one thing Jabbar had that's like, damn, that's crazy.
This one's really difficult.
All right,
It's
let's
so
go.
specific for no reason.
Let's go.
How old was Steve Nash when he won MVP?
I feel like I can get this. Okay, so he was drafted in '96, out of Santa Clara University.
Wow.
That's a trivia question right there. And I think he was there for. I'm gonna say he was there for 3 years, which would have made him 21 when he entered the league in 1996, and he won MVP in. Yeah, well, he won twice. Which year are we talking about?
Dude, if you get one of these ages correct, I'll be like, damn.
Right. So I'm gonna say he was 32 years old.
Oh, say the other one you were gonna say.
31?
Yeah. Oh my
No.
god.
Damn,
Wow, you broke it down. I thought you were just gonna throw out a guess.
31. Okay.
You broke it down from when he got out of his mom's womb.
You gotta do it. Say you gotta do it.
Oh my goodness.
This thing is bad.
Right?
He got
Wow.
a C- in math in 3rd grade, and that's when he decided to play basketball.
Wow.
Oh, I should have gotten that.
So he won 2 years in a row?
He won 2 years in a row.
Oh, so you might have gotten it.
Maybe. What was this? Was that the first year or the second year?
It didn't say what years did Steve Nash, right?
Yeah.
Win MVP. Dude, if you got one of them,
It's either 30 or 32.
how many times? Nash won 2 straight MVPs in the. Dude, it literally. Oh, it was 29 and 31.
How's that?
He just grained a random year halfway through. He just
I
missed
guess.
30.
All right. Damn. All right. So I was a year off. We'll take it. That was pretty good.
Dude, I thought you were gonna guess like 24 or something.
No.
You
No.
were
no.
on it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did he play? Did he move around a lot, or was he on the Suns the whole time?
Oh, no. Well, he was on the Lakers at
He
the end
was
of his
on the
career.
Lakers, right.
He was actually on the Mavs earlier in his career.
Oh, really?
He was. Yeah. And ended up with the Suns. That was his best team.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Last thing I wanted to cover before we end this.
Sure.
because I went all over the place, but I really wanted to talk about NBA players' dads getting involved in anything they have going on. Because I saw
Okay.
the interview with LeVar Ball the other day, which you
Yep.
probably saw,
Yep.
or what they were like, if you could have the chance to bring LiAngelo up to the Hornets, have Lonzo get traded to the Hornets, and have all your sons play together, but all you have to do is say Michael Jordan will beat you in a one-on-one. He's like, would you do it? And then he's like, yes, they aren't playing together. I'm like, dude,
So funny.
amazing. So I was like, what part did LeVar have in them getting the success they got? And like obviously they're great players. Like LaMelo and Lonzo are amazing, like
Yeah.
all around players in the league. But like
Yeah.
to get that point in their brand, because their brand's huge. Like how
Yeah.
much of a part did LeVar have? And also on the other end, because we have guys like Julian Newman, whose dad
Right.
played a big role in everything, but he doesn't have the success they have.
Right.
His brand's kind of falling off. I was just like wondering where the whole thing is with dads in the league.
I mean, Julian Newman's also 5'4".
Right, I know.
It's like he never had a chance. So I mean, let's call it as it is. LeVar Ball was like an NFL player.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I think he was on a practice squad for the Jets, or maybe got a training camp invite. So first of all, like he gave them the gift of incredible genetics.
True.
So that plays a role, especially if we're going to compare them to like a Julian Newman. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why you there's no way you can say that he didn't play a huge role, right? He probably, introduced them to basketball, gave them the confidence, the branding. Say what you want about him going on ESPN and saying all this crazy stuff, but it clearly helped the brand. So I think he did a ton, but I also do think there's a fine line because also you have stories like Robert Griffin III. So when RG3 was the quarterback of the Redskins back in, I guess that was like 2012 to 2016, something like that. I mean, towards the end of RG3's tenure in Washington, his dad started getting more involved, and he'd like be in the locker room after games.
Oh, like that involved for like these.
Yeah, and it was just like, what are you doing here, man? Like,
Yeah.
let your son breathe a little bit. And I think that's what LeVar's done a great job of. It's like you never really hear about him anymore.
Right.
When was the last time he went on ESPN, or when was the last time like
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because that was the last time I heard about him was this recent incident. Other than that, it hasn't been anything.
So like he kind of just set his sons up, like gave them this huge brand, made them a bunch of money, and it's like, hey, look, you guys go do your thing in the league now. And I think that's like the mark of a perfect dad.
Yeah.
So-
Wow. And do you think LiAngelo will ever make the league? You laugh.
It's just tough.
Yeah.
He's like a well, that, but
He did do the robbery incident.
because like I mean, he's been like he played in summer league. I watched him in summer league 2 years ago, and he played really well.
Did he?
Like he's not bad. The problem is that he's a slow shooter who's like 6'5", and he plays power forward. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
that's true.
what does he do in the league? And it's not like he's Kyle Korver from 3. He's
Absolutely.
pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
he can shoot.
Yeah.
But like if
He's
you're gonna
either on or not from what I've seen. And a lot of his movement, he doesn't have much movement with the ball. Off the ball, he's not moving too much.
can't guard anybody,
Yeah.
right? Like also, I mean, if you're an NBA team, I don't know, is it worth bringing him on over someone else who's equally as talented but doesn't have the name Ball? Like
That's true.
it's still somewhat of a distraction. You could argue it'll help them sell more tickets.
Right.
You know what? I think he'll get a cup of tea. I think he'll sign a 10-day at some point.
You think so?
Yeah, the Hornets are so bad this year too.
Do you think they'll ever end up playing together?
I mean, if LaMelo's still there, then yeah.
I thought the Plumlees did it.
Mason and
I don't know if they ever played on the same NBA team.
how many brothers are there? Two, no?
There are-
Oh.
So the Antetokounmpos, 2 of those brothers have played together. I think there are 4 Antetokounmpos,
Yeah.
3 Plumlees,
There's how many?
Thanasis. So there's Kostas Antetokounmpo.
How many are there?
I think 4. I
They're
forgot.
all playing on the same team?
No. Only 2 of them. So I believe it's Kostas. Man, someone needs to fact check this, but obviously Giannis is on the Bucks, and then I think it's no. You know what? It's Thanasis is on the Bucks, and then Kostas was on the Lakers for a while. Yep. And then the Plumlees, 2 of the 3 Plumlee brothers are in the NBA. Mason Plumlee and actually Miles Plumlee is no longer in the league. He used to be. And then there's Marshall Plumlee, who was actually the highest rated recruit of all 3.
What happened to him?
Played at Duke and just wasn't that good.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I
So
don't
he was the
think
highest rated, but he didn't make the league
I
at
believe
all?
so. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Where's he now? Okay. That's pretty cool though.
So there's 2 brothers that played on the same team. I forgot their name. Everything they did was the same. Like they supposedly had the same tattoos.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Marcus and Markieff Morris.
Is that Markieff Morris?
They're
Yeah,
identical
exactly.
twins.
Identical twins, and everything they do is literally the same.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They live together, right?
I think so.
Everything's the same that they do, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Do they still play together?
No. Marcus is on the. They're actually both here in LA though, I believe. Markieff is on the Lakers and Marcus is on the Clippers.
Really? I didn't see him at the Clippers game. Is he just?
Probably hurt. There are actually a lot of brothers in the league though. I mean, the Holiday. Yeah, well, the Gasols obviously were. They're no longer in the NBA. You got like the Holiday brothers,
Yeah.
Drew, Justin, and Aaron. They can ball. You got the Jones brothers, Tyus and Trey.
I
They're
want to see
good.
the Ball brothers all together, bro.
That'd be so fun.
I want to see that. Dude, I was at the Clippers game yesterday. Dude, Kawhi's hands. Have you seen that?
Massive.
Dude, the ball was like this when he's
It's a
shooting
Nerf
free
ball.
throws. I
It's
know.
that for that hoop right there.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, dude, like double this finger, and it's like Kawhi's finger.
Call him the claw.
Is that what they do call him
Right.
the claw? You're right.
That's why. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. You got anything else you want to talk about, or?
Nah, man.
Solid.
Thanks for having me on. This has been awesome. It's
Dude,
been a lot
thank
of
you
fun.
for coming. I know. I was saying, like, this is literally your job. You talk, and I love it. It's like the conversation just flows.
This is what we do.
I appreciate you coming, and thank you guys for watching another episode of the No Script Podcast. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you go check out Andrew. I'll have him linked down below. Go check him out. Fenny, what is it? What do you go by? No,
You should call me Fenny.
No, what do you go on social media?
Drew Fenny on
Drew Fenny.
Instagram and TikTok. Got just Andrew Fenichel on YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much the deal.
Go check him out. I'll see you guys next week for another episode of the No Script Podcast. Thanks for watching. Peace.